Hi Parvati. Hi Navjot. I'm good. How are you, Navjot? Hi Nikita. Let's just wait 1 or 2 more minutes and then I'll start discussing it because some people are still joining in and I want them to attend the lecture and the entire plan from beginning. That's great to know, Navjot. Good job. Because this is the time you must be focusing on high yield books, as I mentioned in the WhatsApp group also in the morning. And DG is, yes, very high yield, and so is your infection control guidelines and your trauma guidelines and VPT document. Did you refer to the study plan, Hoda? I think if you're confused and yes, we all wished, right? We had more time, more weeks. Victoria, nothing, just your casual comfort. Could be anything, I mean. I understand absolutely, Ifat. This is the time when you feel both the emotions simultaneously, the excitement and definitely there's nervousness. But do not think that it's fear. So you're not scared, you're just anxious. Yeah, Zoom, I don't think there's a problem with that. Only you cannot take smartwatches, I guess, the calculators and other stuff, the smartphones. They're not allowed. But the analog watches, I don't see a problem with that. I'm sure the smartwatches would not be, because then you can do the searches and all. So it's like equivalent to your smartphones. Hmm. So yes, we are in the last week, the 22nd week of our preparation. And in about 5 days, we are facing the exam. Next Wednesday, you would be ready. So almost 4 or 5 days left. They'll provide you the lockers so you can keep it there. Priyanka, I'm going to keep it very crisp and sharp. Expect somewhere between 45 to 60 minutes. Depends also on the what kind of questions I get in the end. All right, let's start discussing then. And I know you had been asking me some questions in the morning also on WhatsApp when I was there, and I saw a lot of people facing that same thing. Mm, yes, Consuelo, we will be having session on 9th of March. So that would be on Monday. And that would be our, for this batch, the last C off class. Yes. That would be our internal class too. All right. So can I request you to keep the questions towards the end because I may be covering all the questions that you're asking, and I think it would not be an organized session if I start taking the passport questions or random questions in between. Rather, let's have a flow of the lecture. I wanted to have a complete organized flow. We'll talk about what material to first focus on, the revision strategies. We'll talk about the examination day, the IDs and whatever you need to carry, the structure of the exam day, what you would be doing in these 4 or 5 days, and then on the examination day also. I'll talk about the preparation aspect and I'll also talk about the mindset aspect. Before I start any slide, there was one thought that occurred to me when I was just before this class thinking about my preparation days, right? Because that is where you can draw your inspiration from when you're about to talk to a batch who's going to do and face the same thing that you did about 9 years ago, right? So definitely the times have changed, a lot of things. The examination pattern has changed. So much has changed, but so much has not changed still. And what has not changed is, I can tell you, the success to win is still the same, right? And the formula, the recipe of success is still the same, which is in these last days, more than you would say anybody and everybody who's preparing for the exam is more or less on the same level, right? They all have been giving their best. Do you all agree with that, right? Everyone, your peers, your study buddies, everybody who's preparing for this exam is kind of giving everything. You can't say that I gave my best. Everybody else is also giving their best. And the exam pass rates are low from the last few years. We all understand that, but there is also an increase now which is being observed. There is slightly an improvement, and I'm hoping, and I'm kind of like also not just hoping, but I really believe and I can anticipate it that this time the pass rate is going to be higher. If this time the pass rate is going to be higher, more candidates will still pass the exam, but still it would be, even if it gets to the best, it's around 35-40%. What drives success homes, what brings the pass result home is not just your preparation now, but rather the last 5 days of your mindset. It's very out, and let me put down, it's one word. One word for your secret to success is your mindset. What and how you conduct yourself in these 5 days, what you're thinking, what you're consuming, what you're feeding your brain will decide your result. Preparation is there. Why I say mindset is because with a proper organized mindset and a positive mindset, whatever information you have, you would be calm and relaxed around it. You will be confident around it. And at the right time, at the right moment, on the exact question, the correct concept and the correct piece of information will come to you. But that will come from a calm mind. If your mind is not calm, if your mind is completely scattered and dark with self-doubts, then on the exam day, no matter how much you have done that concept, the confusion will surround you, the confusion will engulf you. And even while knowing the concepts, even while preparing, even backed up with your hard work, your mindset can really destruct that. The structuring, the organization of thoughts that you require on the exam day, you need to be in a very calm zone, specifically in this 1 week. I don't care for the first 20 weeks of the program how chaotic, how nervous you remain, although I try to provide you that motivation, that guidance throughout our live classes, how to maintain that peaceful outlook and a positive outlook, and with the calm, confident, stride, you continue to do your each day plan. But what I would really care about and would emphasize on is the last 2 weeks conduct, especially now the 5 days before exam, including the day 1, including day 2. From live examples and real life examples, there have been instances in the exam when students message me and their part 1, the section 1 went really bad. And then they just, get a grip on themselves, pull themselves up again, went to the section 2, and the next day 3, and the next day 4, and the result was pass. Because individually, you don't have to pass the sections. You know that, right? You don't have to now pass individual sections. You have to pass individual clusters. So your one section going wrong does not define your result. When I took the exam, it was individual pass and papers. And I myself was a victim of that. I had a very bad paper 2 the next first day. And I went home and I felt that it was prosto paper 2 at that time, I guess. Yeah, it was really bad. And I felt I flunked one paper. It doesn't really matter how I do other papers. I will flunk the whole exam. I knew it. I was going to flunk paper 2. That's because there were so many new questions and I answered them based on my knowledge, but I had no question paper to cross check it with. So, of course, I was filled with self doubt. And then I thought that, okay, I have to still do the paper 3 and 4. What is the worst that happens? And that day I realized, even if I flunk the exam, I'll take it again and I'll just pass it and I'll continue to do it till I pass. So that was my intention. And the moment I told myself, okay, if I fail, I'll take another chance, my fear melted. So my brain put down the armor and put down that fear, that defense, that what is the point of going the next day if you're going to fail. So the conflict ended because I immediately calmed down my brain that it's fine if we fail, we're going to do it again and we're going to make success happen. It was like, okay, calm armor down. So I talked myself into it, and that is why I can vouch for it. And when the results came, I got 3 A's and 1 B, and paper 2, which I thought I'll flunk, I got A in that. So you don't know how your mind plays games with you. And as I've told you in so many classes, and I'll remind you that do not let your mind be your master. You be the master of your mind. Those who are controlled by their mind, they are their mind's servant. And then the mind doesn't know. It's not mind's job to control your life. It is your job. The center, the you, the real you. It is your job to use your mind, your heart, your feelings, and then navigate through life. You are giving your mind the job which was not its job from the day one. It was just there to store information, to process it, provide you information as you would require in the exam. But if you let it control the life and how you will behave and how you will perform, that is will. You can call it your soul, you can call it your willpower, whatever you may call it, but that's the seat in your center, your willpower. That is the true soul, the core of you. That decides how you will perform on the exam day, not your mind, not your heart, not your nervous system, not your anxiety, not your nervousness, not your confusion. Can you all agree on that? That on the examination, it's your willpower and you train your mind to think positively. And you then, I don't know, just, you can easily fool your mind. So you can just tell your mind to calm down. You can play around with, trick it, whatever. It's a dog. You throw it a bone, it'll go there, chase it. So throw a good bone and it'll chase a good bone. And throw the bone in the right place, it'll chase the bone in the right place. When you throw the wrong bone in the wrong direction and then you cry, why my mind is all over the place, think about what bone and where you're throwing that bone to your mind. So throw the right bone to your mind. Throw it in the right direction of positivity, of success, of calmness, control, regulation. And these 5 days, whoever masters this will master their results. Because to be honest, everybody is doing and giving their best. And I wish all the best to everyone. But here it is. The summary of my entire class today is that. And when I was thinking what I'm going to say, how I'm going to charge you up for the exam, only one thing came to my mind, thinking about my experience over the 9 years, so many batches I've seen, so many other people's experience. They message me from the center. I've seen people scatter with one wrong section and then holding themselves up again and controlling the mindset and coming out successful. On the result day, I've seen so many people text me, I had the worst section this, I had the worst section that, and I thought I'd fail. I was crying. I called you from the center. Success, past result. It's how you pick yourself up again and have that confidence and the calmness that is needed to charge ahead. So get a grip of yourself, hold yourself again. Every single time you think you're scattering, your thoughts are confused, anxiety comes in, gather yourself, throw your mind a bone in the right direction and it will chase it whatever and wherever you throw the bone at. So why not use it and throw it in the right and positive direction, right? It's all in your hands. Now with your complete whatever planning that you're doing, you have a complete study plan, right? You have the complete study plan with you of this last week, week 22. So some of you could be actually referring to that plan and doing that, which is great because it has been prepared keeping in mind what is required to be done in the last week. Now, those who are done with the plan, because your plan already includes multiple revision of everything, right? So now those who are done completing all the classes, all the hot notes, all the mocks. Now the last 5 days, I want you to have a very organized and yet very calm and composed revision. I don't want it to be like rush, 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 juggling between the books and files, and haphazard information will not work. What will work now is to create, if you are following the weekly plan, the 22 week, the last 22 week covers that what to do day by day, and it gives you certain practices of mocks as well. Light practice. But if you're making your own plan, I would completely and heavily emphasize on focusing on your high yield resources now, which are your therapeutic guidelines. And the good part about that is we did all the TG4 classes live in the last 2 months. You have watched those classes live with me. You have done word by word therapeutic guidelines with me in the last 40 days before exam. Did you or did you not? Right? So that's one confidence. If I throw you ideas, like think about the medical conditions and their dental management chapter. Think about the warfarin and your all other anticoagulants management. Think about that entire flow chart for the bleeding risk, the medical conditions, the drugs, the patient related factors, right? Other drugs, the right box effort, right? So many times the right box. So all that is so fresh. All that is so right now in your memory. Sakshi, brain fog happens because of fatigue, because of unorganized thoughts, right? Two ways. So, first, to organize your health, because in a healthy body only you can take the healthy mind. So, not just so three pillars are most important: the diet, the exercise, and sleep, Sakshi. Any of this is lacking. Any of this. You can't expect a good body, you can't expect a good mind. It's the fact. You think you're struggling, right? If you're struggling with your mental thoughts, with your physical anything, it is coming from these three components: either sleep or your exercise or your nutrition. One of it is compromised, or maybe more are compromised. If you do not check these three things, if you do not get a grip on your life, no one else can do that for you. It is one thing that you have to be responsible. Your body was given to you. You are responsible for it after your parents, right? Once you're in adulthood, it's your responsibility to exercise, to optimize your sleep, and to eat healthy. And can I request everyone in the next 5 days to actually focus on that? Make sure you are not compromising your sleep. Make sure you're catching some light exercise, even if it's a brisk walk, 20-minute walk every day. I do not expect you to start strength training and lift weights altogether. But even if it's a 15-20-minute daily walk and eating clean, no junk foods, right? No processed food at all, clean, homemade meals. Could you do that for yourself? Now you'd be like, oh, this is a dental exam. How does it help? This is the performance hack. You're going for performance, right? You are going to perform that day. You have to think like an athlete. Athlete trains months like you did. But they have to strictly follow a decorum and a discipline. And it's in even in athletes, right? If you're following Olympics, it's the mindset that makes them win. Because every athlete comes with the same amount of hours, same amount of practice. What decides the win? It's the mindset. And the mindset comes in a healthy body only. But exercising alone is not enough. Sleep optimization and eating clean and also thinking clean. I will. MS, we talk about it, remember? In every class, I mean, you may not know, but in every last class, I will give you the whole day meal plan also. I'll tell you when to eat first meal, then in between breaks what to eat, so that you don't have, all that carbohydrate in your body and then you're feeling lethargic. It has to be a protein rich diet. I will talk entirely about that because that is what I do at Winspert. I holistically prepare my students to give the world class athlete level performance, and that is why I get the maximum number of passes. It is not just the concepts, it is the mindset that I build for my students. It is the training that goes creating winners is not just about some dentistry. It is way beyond that. Winners are not just bookworms. Winners are way beyond that, right? And we are Winsperts. We are experts at winning. And that is why I expect you that in these 5 days, you promise me, write down on chat, if you promise me, you will focus on your mindset. You will not let anything disturb your mindset. If the group chat interferes you look at it less. If your social media interferes, and social media, if your social media interferes you, please, your social media is there to kill you. So if social media disturbs you, shouldn't even be a statement. I can write it down now. It's the society's biggest enemy. So cut down all the social media, cut down unnecessary interactions. If somebody is trying to tell you that, oh, you don't know this, you don't know that, you don't know this concept, you have not read this, please protect your preparation and your confidence. Be with people who lift you up. Be with people who lift you up rather than tell you that you can't do this and you can't do that. Right? And you will find people like that in the last few days. So be with people who positively encourage you and they want to see you succeed. And that matters. Your people around you, they matter. Social media is there to ruin you. So please do not go there. In these 5 days, completely cut down and focus on your sleep. Please go for 15-20 minutes fresh air walk and home cooked meals only. Whether you cook or you're lucky that your mom's there or your partner cooks, whatever. But homemade meals only, and homemade also, do not use processed things. It's not joke. Processed food these days is worse than processed food 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Even the processed food is declining and it brings so much inflammation in your body. It will make you lethargic, it will make you soggy, foggy, brain foggy, everything. So do not eat processed food at all. Do not take any soft drinks or anything. They all contribute. Sugar contributes. You know, if you cut down sugar entirely, your alertness, how much it is increased, the brain alertness. If you cut down sugar, especially if you're like doing completely white refined sugars, desserts, if you cut it down, don't cut it down now entirely. I don't want you to be in withdrawals on the exam day, but reduce it. So reduce processed food at all completely and eat healthy homemade meals. All these changes will first put you in the correct alignment. So now tell me, are we all aligned? Do we have the plan now how to be in alignment in the next week? Because from this Friday till next Thursday at least, and I would want you to continue this for the rest of your life. But at least from this Friday to the next week, Thursday, would you promise me, like, promise on the most important thing in your life and stick to it to be in the best physical alignment so that your brain can be in the best alignment. And then you start revisions today. And then when I come tomorrow on the WhatsApp group, and I want to know, and I will ask you every single day, I'll do a mental checkup with you. Yes, Azaz, absolutely. Fasting is actually the best way to clear mental fog. And when you open your fast, you should focus on eating clean as us. Do not take fried food, do not take carbs. Even when you break fast, break with your healthy meals. Like good fruits and protein and nutritious salads and dips and like whatever, like hummus is good, right? And breads also, if you're doing, do a sourdough bread rather than a white bread. So improve the quality of food and see how your health improves as us. And absolutely, fasting is the best way to detox your body and give the mental clarity. But yes, when you open your fast and you break your fast, please do it with nutritious meals, right? And on the exam day, as I think you can only eat in the morning and then later in the evening. So in the morning also, when you eat before you start your fast, you have to consume really nutritious morning meals, especially the people who are observing Ramadan, right? Because you can't be having in between breaks snack. So your morning meal that you take before your fast should be extremely nutritious as us. Again, cut down like all your fried food. There should be no processed foods. All your morning and the evening meals in your Ramadan should be nutritious. Okay? Focus on high protein and clean meals still. No fried food. Anaharika, I think it shouldn't be a problem. You can in the center, but I think with the screen and everything, they won't. So take care of your loo breaks and water consumption and everything, Niharika. But I think you can stretch your legs or something. Just ask the invigilator there. Okay. Now let's talk about when you are aligned in this clean energy and clean mindset. Now let's talk. What should you be doing? Khushbu, I'll talk about the exam day in a while. Now these 5 days, can I now talk because you know your mindset where it's going to be, right? So mindset is aligned. Now you focus on TGs. And as I said, it's extremely fresh. I did all the TG pages with you in the last 40 days. You have to give me that. You have to come from exam and give me that feedback that, ma'am, we did all these questions in the last 40 days and it was like lightning in my mind when I saw TG questions. I want those. Okay? I want those feedbacks. I want to hear from you when you come back that because we did TG in the last 40 days live, all the TG concepts were like lightning sharp and immediate in your head. I want that. Same ICG classes. You have done 4 infection control guideline mocks. You have that confidence, okay? Trauma guidelines, you did 2 trauma guideline mocks. You have hot notes of trauma guidelines and mind maps of trauma guidelines. You have mind maps of ICG. Can you now focus in the last 5 days? Instead of trying to diving into full resources, can you also focus on mind maps? Then VPT, entire VPT management I provided you as a single document, and I have covered that document also in a class, and I've given you mnemonics to memorize that document. So are you writing down now? What I'm asking you is important and where to do it from, so you can now focus with a calm mind on revising those material. Write it down. You have a VPT class covered after an X-ray mock, you remember? Where I gave the mnemonic and everything and it became super easy to understand. Watch that at 1.5x, 2x and quickly review it. Because there are going to be multiple questions and it's an easy score. It's your low-hanging fruit, grab it. TG is your low-hanging fruit. Now, People forget it, but you have done it live when no other course even touched TG4, reviewed their updated their. I don't even know they care about resources, older resources or not, but I am giving you more than 5,000 questions from the last 10 years. And I take it as a serious responsibility to update them, to align them with the latest guidelines. I can also put it under the carpet like other courses do, but you have been provided every single answer with the most contemporary guideline, with the most contemporary references. Yes, because trauma guideline is a hot note, right, Sudha? So whatever is a hot note is automatically a mind map. So trauma guideline hot note, you will find also a mind map on the same, right? So whatever is a hot note is also a mind map. So go through the mind maps and cue cards in the last 5 days, especially quick revision of multiple things and write down what you want to do and achieve on that day and then keep striking it off. MMF, UAF, both the volumes, ODEL cases, per case you can spend just 10 minutes and quickly review it. Just look at it, review it, the tables, the differential diagnosis and the treatment plan. Management plan in ODEL is amazing. You know that? Treatment planning and with various options, because that gives you and opens your mind in the exam. What are the possible treatments? And based on the patient's condition and based on the patient's requirements, financial situation, how conservative you need to be or not, ODEL has the best treatment planning. You know that in the entire resources, if you have to pick, ODEL gives you that, it just opens your mind with the treatment options that you can't really find in all the places consolidated together as you would in ODEL. Shashini, check all the tables in each chapter, differential diagnosis, right? And your treatment plans, management plans. They are given best in ODEL, Shashini. So tables will help you with etiology and diagnosis. Differential diagnoses are mostly covered in tables. Investigations are also really good, Shashini. So those little bit 3 boxes, at least these 3 clusters you can easily prepare from ODEL, right? Investigations, management plan, different treatment options available. So your treatment evaluation, differential diagnosis, which will help you with your diagnosis and management planning cluster. So 10 minutes per chapter, right? So that's if roughly about 45 cases, 450 minutes divided by 60, 7 to 8 hours, right? Is that correct, Max? So 8 hours, and then you can divide those 8 hours in the next 4 days, 2 hours to ODEL every single day, and 10 minutes per chapter in 4 days, entire ODEL done, dusted, finish. Khalas. Yes or no? That's how you organize stuff. That's how you think, okay, it's if I give 10 minutes per chapter, 45 chapters, okay, 450 minutes, how much it is in hours? 8 divided over 4 days, 2 hours per day, my ODEL, 10 minutes per chapter, whoosh, 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 investigation, differential diagnosis, treatment planning. Simple, all the tables, done. That's how you grab your goals and crush them. Game over. Yes, that's how you do. That's how you crush your goals. You don't just crawl up to them. You give it your all and you crush them. You plan and you go and you kill it. That's what I have been teaching you to do. So, do the mental math. Break it down into small pieces, achievable goals. If you keep, 8 hours to do ODEL, oh my God, if I sit today and I do 8 hours of ODEL, how am I going to do rest? Why to do 8 hours on a single day? Divide it over the next 4 days and finish it off. And then the sense of achievement that you will get, nothing will give you that, right? This is called goal setting in achievable daily goals. Don't set unrealistic goals of doing ODEL 8 hour one day, please. That's unrealistic, that gruesome, painful, and set to fail. Baby steps. Keep swimming. Remember those? In a lot of my classes, I've said that. Still tell you, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Do not give up. And when you swim, you don't swim the laps together. It is one stroke at a time. One completely meticulously, beautifully planned stroke keeps you going ahead. So break it down in achievable goals and set realistic goals. Don't set unrealistic goals and then exhaust yourself before you reach the end and the last stop or your destination. Now, the very, very beautiful surprise which was for you was the TG drug regimen. And I'm sure everyone loves it. Isn't it easy? Like I used to also forget the drug strengths, right? I used to go back to TG, remember, oh, where 300, where 600, where 1.2 grams, where 2 grams, where benzyl penicillin, where amoxicillin. It is all too much, but not with the TG drug regimens file. Is it like scrolling through the entire TG and going through, oh my God, where was 1.2 gram of benzyl penicillin? Where was 600 mg Clinda? Where was 300 mg Clinda? Where, what, oral, where IV? It's all scattered, but not anymore because it is all in one place of TG4 drug regimen. The pictures have the tablets, the pictures have the IV, such a pictographic memory. 70 pages or something, 72 pages or something to quickly, swiftly go through it. When you get your devices reset for the exam day, in between, before the exam, you're worried about, okay, what strength, what dose, how many hours before, 8 hourly, 6 hourly, how many times a day. Quick jump on the file and your answers are there right in front of you. The moment you get confused, you look at it and it's there. It's under your Smart Docs section, Khushi. TG drug regimen file. Please also remember to get your devices reset to your phones or tablets, whichever you're carrying to your center. Would you remember that? Send the messages to the tech team. They would be in fully alert mode. They would know the load would be high, but they are available for you that day, both the days, the day before, at your service to reset your devices on your phones or tablets, whatever you're carrying to the examination hall. So that before the exam, during the breaks, you have everything. Why do you want to meet a laptop? Reset your device to a tablet or a phone. Just revise everything from there, okay? But yeah, you can take the laptop as well. But a lot of students, every time they get their devices reset, so just do that. It's easier on phone or tablet. So tablets are better, right? So yes, our most beloved file will come extremely handy in the last few days. Reset anytime, Apurva. A lot of people do it just in the morning. A lot of people like while traveling to the center. So a lot of people do it in the morning and sometimes they go back and they message Apurva to also even reset it back to their laptop so that when they're home, they want it on to study on the laptop whole night. And then in the morning again on the phone, all that. And we would do all that for you. On these examination days, we will treat you, care for you like our babies. And even if it's a multiple switch and reset, which we get the request for, we would oblige. We would provide you that. We have done that. Students say, okay, in the morning, I'll reset it on my phone. And then, yeah, you just simply text the tech support, Victoria. They will switch your devices, reset it. And I will give them more stronger, firmer instructions this time to do it faster for you all. Okay? Now, hot notes and mind maps and MMF and UAF1 and UAF2. Best way to do UAF1 and UAF2 is through power notes. Don't go to mocks now. Don't go to classes now. Just now devour your power notes, devour your hot notes and mind maps. A lot of reading is good at this stage. Okay? Along with your guidelines and ODEL cases, because now reading can happen quicker than you're watching or taking mocks, right? So I want you to do more in lesser time right now. And that is why I've given you mind maps as those tools, right? Isn't that great? So we focus on mind maps and hot notes, and we rather focus on achieving more revision. If you do classes and if you do mocks, then they will be more time consuming. So last 4-5 days, mind maps and hot notes and power notes. That's your quick review. And ODEL also, I gave you one chapter, 10 minutes, what to focus on. TG also, review everything that you have, the entire 350 pages. You can also divide it over the 4-5 days and do maybe focus on 70 pages in over the next 5 days. You have 350 pages roughly. And if you divide it over 5, you get 70 pages. So again, 70 pages and 2 hours of ODEL cases, right? Similarly, you break these things in over the 5 days. Could we do that? No, 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 no. No, Sheetal. Your hot notes are mostly all the articles. And your mind maps are all the hot notes further summarized. So if you see, the seed was all the articles, right? And then the hot notes came around it. And then we summarized them into mind maps. So it's the same information translated in even a more concise manner. No going to subject-wise articles. ICG, do mind maps. Otherwise, if it's what, 90 pages? So divide it again over the 5 days. Best way, big volumes, divided over the 5 days. Best. And achieve it like 90 divided by 5 is what? 14, 15, 15, right? 18, sorry. So 18 pages every day. And those 18 pages, when you revise them, keep the guideline open and also keep the mind map open. Very doable. Exactly, just that's what I want you to do. Break down your goals into doable, small baby steps, achievable goals. I've added it to the plan, Krupa, right? The revision was this week, 22. At the 22nd week, I've added second grand mock revision or the last, 21st. If you have done it twice, no need to do it again. Suresh, yes, but I do not want you to be panicking. You can do grand mock practice again, or you can do all the 5 ninja mocks again, or you can do subject wise. Whatever you may feel comfortable, you can do it. But don't exhaust yourself. I don't want you to do the grand mock full 2-hour stretch because I don't want you to have that exhausting experience now. That is why I always give you the grand mock experience at 19th week. So you have time to recover, because again, now you are going to face that experience in 4 days, 5 days. So gather strength, Suresh. Don't exhaust yourself. Right? So just small quizzes you can do. Small ninja mocks, small, any UF or any subject wise, any X-ray. Do the small quizzes, but not for your grand mock entire, 2-hour experience at one stretch and then another section. Don't burn yourself out with the grand mock now. Right? So your analyzing of mistakes should still continue. As I also said in the WhatsApp group in the morning, that this is the proof for your brain that you're working and improving. So see that your scores are improving, that your mistakes are getting resolved. That will help with your self-doubt. So the exam day structure is you have written examination, which is computer based exam, and you have scenario based questions, which have individual multiple choice questions. 2 days exam, total questions 280, and then 4 sections with 70 questions per section. 2 hours per section. Exactly, you have that experience with Grand Mock. So in between the break also would be for 2 hours, right? So now for people who are saying they have to go in the afternoon, nothing much really changes for you. The only thing is you have to prevent that afternoon energy slump, right? You have to prevent that afternoon energy slump, and especially women. I know men would be fine. The testosterone will keep them running, but as women, our hormones will decline. They especially around 3 p.m. It's biology, can't do really much, but we can hack it, right? So maybe plan your sleep cycle in a way that you sleep a lot and rest a lot, right? And when you wake up, then again, do not go hungry. Maybe after waking up in 30 minutes and an hour, have a good complex carb and a protein meal so that it remains, it gives you energy for a longer time. If you have only carb rich breakfast or lunch, especially Indian style lunch, don't have that. You'll sleep. So better to have protein sandwiches. So right, not your fried parathas or puris or whatever. Don't take Indian food. Yes, but take good complex carbs, breads, sourdough is the best, and then nuts. They're also complex carbs and good fat. Avocado toast really helps, good fat. So avocado and then sunny side up if you like eggs and a little bit of seeds. You can add your pumpkin seeds. Yeah? Yes. Javia, but if you can make sure the bread is not like completely white flour or refined flour, but rather whole wheat flour. So that's why if you can take complex carb breads, sourdough is the best, multigrain bread is best, yogurts is great, sandwich with a better bread choice, dry fruits and nuts, right? Yes, the hypoglycemic management in TG with the complex longer acting carbs. That is what you need so your sugars don't drop and your steroids do not rise. So you're not on cortisol, right? And exercise, especially people who are going for afternoon, before that, before you go for your first section, right? When you're like when you leave your home for the center, before that, could you do a quick 20-minute some exercise routine? Because the moment you do that exercise, it will charge you up. Right? Have you noticed like sometimes when you exercise at night and then you cannot sleep for long? Have you noticed that? That happens, right? When you exercise at night and you can't sleep because your body is all now flowing with the energy hormones and all. So do that for the afternoon shift so that you don't get that energy slump. Well, so my exam was also, I was in Delhi, my center, I left home I left home at 6 a.m. I remember that. If I had to leave at 6 a.m., I was there in the park for my walk, and there was a gym also there. I was working out the same morning. That was just a quick 25-minute workout, but I did it. I remember doing it both the days before exam. So don't say if you need only 15-20 minutes, you only need to wake up 15-20 minutes earlier. That's it. Don't go to the gym, but you can go to the park, right? Stretch, do some body weight exercises that you can do, right? That is a good one. I did that, and I can tell you that I've done it. It works. Especially the exam day workout is the most important kick that you need. Why to miss that when you have been doing it all the while? So arrive at least 45 minutes early. It's written here, but I would say 1 hour early. Then you can spend your all the time setting up, doing everything is ready, no panic, no anxiety. 1 hour early, and you're all set. Because I've had stories reaching late, not allowed to come in the center. Please don't do those unnecessary things on you. Don't call upon those things for you. Plan your day a night before. Keep your documents ready in a file, in a folder, create a folder, bring your documents, right? Make sure they are current and valid, check the dates and everything. Do it now, what you need to take. And a night before, keep it all ready in the front of you so that you don't miss anything. Be that world class level organizer. Like you're impressed by your own performance. Impress yourself that what is the level of my discipline? What's the level of my organization? So although the website says that 2 IDs are required, now the emails have come to some candidates that only one is required, but because it is not officially on the website, please take 2 IDs only still, even if you have gotten the email. I would not recommend taking one. And then some of the centers might not be aware. And I have seen that discoordination between the centers and ADC in the past also. Don't consider that Pearson is very organized. So you don't want to risk that. Take both the IDs, 2 IDs, and as you would as per the website. Okay? So 2 forms of primary ID or one primary and one secondary. So 2 IDs, please take. Then on the exam day, you will, on the examination days, both the days, you would keep it cool. Really keep it cool. Nobody should disturb your energy. Protect your bubble, right? I tell my daughter, my son, he comes and barges on her. And I teach them to protect each other's, your own bubble, right? You can't enter other people's bubble. So I tell my son, you can't enter Didi's bubble. You can't touch her. You can't pull her pony, right? That's what little brothers do, right? Tease her, all that. So then I teach them the concept. This is the bubble around you. You can't enter her bubble. She can't enter your bubble. And I'm telling you, nobody should enter your bubble on the examination days, mentally or physically, right? Do not let people disturb you. Maintain your cool, maintain your calm. Do light revisions. Focus on mind maps precisely because mind maps cover everything and a quick revision tool, TG drug regime file. Practice everything calmly. Do not panic. If you know something, great. If you don't know, you can get to that concept, revise it. If you can't, remind yourself one thing. No one in the exam is going with all concepts memorized. Can I tell you that fact? You can't see other people's brain. Everybody doesn't know something. And that's what I used to tell myself. Because and I told myself, say, be kind to yourself. I tell you all the time, be kind to yourself. If you can't show kindness to yourself, no one else will. You be kind to yourself, and being kind to yourself means knowing that nobody is perfect. So are not you, and so is not your competition. I prepared so much, 10 hours, 10 months, and still before the exam, there were some things that I didn't know. And I told myself very kindly, see, Jigs, you can know a lot, but still you can never know everything. You can know a lot, but you cannot know it all. No one can. And most important thing is it's not just you, everyone. Everyone can know a lot, but no one can know it all. No one. Even AI doesn't know it all, which has the entire world's information. So why beat yourself up for that if few concepts here and there you can't remember? If I make mistake in those concepts, my competition will make mistake in something else. That's not where my win lies. My win lies in the 95% that I do well, right? That is where my win lies. Out of every paper, 70 questions, 60 to 65 should be with full confidence. And that's a good job done. That's a real good job done. 65 confident, eyes closed, I know those concepts. 5 questions, every 70 questions here and there is allowed. So why beat yourself up for that 5% when your success lies in that 95%? Would you go for that dark 5% likelihood, or would you rather spend strengthening what you already know 95% and feel good about it and feel confident about it and then take a good mindset with you? What would you do? Tell me. Would you focus on that yin yang? You've seen that yin yang? The picture? Every white has a little bit of black and every black has a little bit of white. So even in that darkness, there is some bright. And even in all the good things, there will be something dark. Nobody is flawless, not even nature, not even creation. That is the yin and yang of the truth, right? Even in perfection, there is always that darkness. And even in that complete darkness, there is this little light that can carry you. So why worry about that few concepts that you don't know and get all the wrong mindset because of that and forget about what you really did know and you could have strengthened that. Don't beat yourself up on that. And at Winspert, I don't allow my students to beat themselves up. Please. That is not a winner's job. Winners don't beat themselves up, they beat the competition. Right? Who to beat? Yourself or the competition? Who do you want to beat? Tell me. Yourself? Do you want to be hard on yourself? Do you want to be saying bad things to yourself? No. You have to be kind to yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to give yourself permission to also make mistakes and not know it all because no one's know it all. Do we like know it all, people? Don't we like, don't we like, yeah, you know it all. So we don't like even know it all people. You know enough, and everybody in the exam is struggling with some of the concepts. They all have their own weaknesses. That's not where your win lies. Your win lies in 95% of the preparation that you have done and your mindset and your strengthening of the concepts that you are being preparing through your hot notes, your mind maps, your UAF1, your UAF2, and your Mega Master file. So keep your essentials, your ID, stationery, water bottles, everything in a folder by the table in the morning. I just have to pick this. Don't leave anything behind. Eat a balanced meal. Don't eat heavy, greasy food. I've just told that also. No puris, no parathas, no samosas. Because I know at Ramadan iftar it's very popular, right? Samosas. Sorry. Not for 1 week. Then get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Do not cram and stay up late and then exhaust yourself. So, as I said, sleep optimization, exercising, and balanced meal. On the morning of exam, if you can do a 20-minute walk, it will elevate your performance by 20%, if not less, right? Or if not more. 20% at least there will be improvement in your score. Somebody giving you a guarantee of that and still you won't do it. Tell me who will not do it. Write down on chat, Jigs, I don't care how much you promote exercise because every class you promote exercise and walks. I'm not going to do it. Who wants to give up on those free 20% score? Who wants to? Write down, not me, if you're going to walk. That's amazing. And I'm promising you, your performance will increase. Right? Wake up early, sleep, have an optimized sleep of 7 to 8 hours at least. Have a very calm, stress free start. Delete your Instagrams, please, for God's sake. Delete your Instagrams or whatever else you use. That's amazing, H. Nutritious breakfast, proteins and fruits and nuts and avocados. The superfood, right? And then arrive early. Last minute panic shouldn't be there. 45 to 60 minutes, I recommend. Read instructions carefully. Time management on the exam day is extremely important. Now, on the 9th March class, I'm going to dive fully into the time management. Okay? Answer smartly. How do we answer smartly at Winspert? What is our technique? Tell me. We have a very, very proper, smart technique or fresh. Never goes wrong. We can. The technique will never go wrong. Stay calm and focused. Deep breathe. Through your nose. Out through your mouth. Through your nose. Out through your mouth. Do it as many times as you need to reset and regulate your nervous system. The more you do it, the hyperventilation management. Absolutely correct, Sai. See, this is what I want. Last minute TG references coming in. So thanks to TG4, it came up last minute, right? And it's good it came up last minute because we could spend the last 2 months completely soaking ourselves up on that. Now, Tejaswini, it's not subject wise anymore, right? So all the sections are all the subjects. So keep a generic revision approach like the day before exam. Earlier, there used to be subject-wise papers. So we had that, division that, okay, today we'll revise PEDO, today we'll revise oral med, etc. But now all the sections are multidisciplinary. So keep it a unified approach of TG, ODEL, ICG, and your mind maps. Now, think positively. I think I have been advocating a lot today. Trust your preparation and instincts. Believe in yourself. Be kind to yourself. Avoid last minute discussions. Stay hydrated. Do not overhydrate to avoid loo breaks. And review before submitting. Previous one, Salma, you meant? This one? Mm. So you know the flagging features, you have been doing that in our internal mocks also. When you flag a particular question and you can go back to and review it, do that in the exam also. Even if you don't remove the flags, they will be submitted, okay? It should be just selected. You can change the answers, but don't worry about removing the flags in the end, okay? Don't waste your time doing that. Submit it. Just make sure when you're doing the revision that all answers are marked. Will you double check that? That you don't leave any question unmarked? And in 2 hours, I would say a good preparation. Last 20 minutes you should have for revision. You should. Based on, I would say if you have 70 questions, 60 minutes, and then 40, 100 minutes. 100 minutes for 70 questions. And then last 20 minutes, I say you would, I think it's red in the exam, Victoria. So yeah, if in the grand mock also you got 20, 30 minutes in the end, that is a greatly time managed mock attempt, right, P? And this is the correct time management I want. How would you know that you've managed time correctly? When you will have 20 minutes in each section before completing the 2 hours for revision. And then you will peacefully go through each question, not overthinking, just assuring that you have not mistakenly marked something else that you wanted to. That also happens, you know that? You wanted to mark B, but you were like rushing in and you're not calm and you're not in the correct nervous system and you mark D or C instead of that. That's like giving out your points for free. Why? Arpit, initially read it for a brief 1 or 2 minutes, but you will keep having to reread it as you attempt every question. Because for every question, the keyword will shine out differently, Arpit. But first time you read, write down all the keywords as I've taught you in the class, please. Yes, absolutely. But it's not a locked answer. Even the last 20 minutes, you can change it. Do not overthink it. Flag. And when you are spending too much time on a question, flag it and then come back to it and then attempt it with a fresh mind. Because as you go further into the questions, your brain will also open up more concepts for you. Simple button press Zoom. It is very simple. It's dummy friendly. Don't worry. Even if you're not a techie, if you've done my mocks on the app, exactly how it is in the exam. If you did our mocks Zoom, I don't know you're enrolled or not enrolled, sorry. I don't see your name, but if you've done, even if you're not enrolled, you must have done my public mocks. This is exactly how it is in exam. So that is the practice and experience that you already have. Yes, absolutely, Anaga, you can. Right, exactly. Nah, poor X-rays, P. And expect expect X-rays a lot in the exam. It has doubled up. It has doubled up. The percentage of radiographic questions have doubled up in the latest. Niharika, how many mocks you did for X-rays? Do you know no other batches have done specialized X-ray mocks? No other courses have done specialized X-ray mocks. We have given you specialized X-ray mocks. In each subject wise, I've given you so many X-ray questions. Recently on WhatsApp, you have been getting so much X-ray practice. Have you or have you not, Niharika? All these days on WhatsApp, every day we are exposing you to the X-ray questions. There are two X-ray mocks, and then there is this all subject wise, a ninja and everything. 160 plus mocks. I think my team has forgotten the actual number. It is much more than 170, I guess now. I don't think it's 160 plus. Yes, thank you, Jigna. I'm going to tell my team to update that number. So it is not any more 160 plus. It is 174 mocks. And you have X-ray mock discussion classes, Jazz. So nothing. If you can mark, don't worry. If it's poor for everyone, no? And that is why I've given you similar poor X-rays in our practice mock also. And when you tell me it's not clear, then I tell you, no, it's for your exam practice. The reason is deliberate to give you the exam quality. I don't want to give you the high res mocks now, and in exam you compare it with the Winspert experience and you go, oh, I can't make out. So I gave you poor res mocks, poor res X-rays in the X-ray mocks, so you could actually feel confident in the exam. I will tell the team so that to make that, can you carry scoring? So IGDAS scoring and age determination on OPG. Can you drop me a message so that I'll convey it to my team, and the last 5 days, actually tutors can help us practice those questions. Okay? Please drop me a message. We have been giving you cephalograms and we have been giving you a lot of X-rays anyways. So IGDAS and your age, we'll give you the practice in the last 5 days. Trauma also. Okay, let's not then make it 20 topics because I can't practically, we can't make. So if we have 5 questions per day, let's emphasize caries, IGDAS scoring, and your age determination. Right? What else comes on X-rays? So cysts. So let's keep the last 5 days as many X-rays possible. Whether it's coming from conservative, whether it's coming for prosto implant, as much I'll tell the team to do all the questions as X-ray practice. Okay? That I can tell them. So do all the X-ray practice because you've done enough TG practice, you've done trauma practice, you've done ICG practice, everything. Let's do only X-rays in the last few days so you go through the exam and you feel confident with your minds and eyes trained. Shall we? That's fine, Jay. I told you when you join my course, come with that hunger and greed of learning. This is one greed, this is one hunger. Even God is proud of that greed. If you want to be greedy for knowledge, right? That's the real wealth in life. So I appreciate it that you're greedy in right values. So be greedy for goodness, be greedy for valuable things which remain with you forever, for the rest of your life. Thank you so much, and I'm so happy that you're enjoying the WhatsApp mocks. Okay, I'll tell you a story, Niharika, of pregnant women throughout my 9 years of career in ADC. There have been so many, and there is this one I can say it's a good sign. All the pregnant women so far with me have made it in the first attempt, part ones, even registered, now practicing in Australia. As many as gave birth while being with me in the course or pregnant. One, she gave birth a month before exam and she went like she was breastfeeding her baby on the exam day. So she was pumping and everything, and her husband was actually holding the baby in the car all the while she was in the exam, going to the exam. And then in the part two, also for the part two preparation, she came to India to prepare. There also, the family joined in because she had to. So she would come from the center for the part two preparation, in between, feed the girl, feed the baby, and then prepare. Cracked her part one and her part two, both in her first attempt. And so many, much more cases. Can I tell you, as mothers, you are way stronger than when you're not a mother. Having a child, even if it's in your womb right now, but you have that child now. You have that baby now. And as mothers, there is another strength in you. You can take anything that comes your way. The hardest of days, you can come up, show up, smile on your heart. I think that's the best gift of motherhood, right? The strength that you have.